Hello, everybody. Not sure if anybody's here yet, which is kind of weird to be talking to nobody. Man, I actually like this music. Oh, hey everybody. I couldn't see that the page, or the part of the page where there are people chatting. Yeah, so I'm gonna do a live later today on Rachael DelTondo, and I'm just going to review one of my Fanno Creek fish videos right now. I just filmed it, brought it home. I want to take a look at it. Thought maybe some of you actually like this kind of stuff. It might be interesting. And by the way, the Rachael DelTondo case is crazy. It's literally something out of a movie. There's definitely going to be a made-for-TV movie, if not a regular blockbuster, about that case. It's crazy. Absolutely nuts. So, you guys remember in that case how the Rachael and the 17-year-old boy, Sheldon, were found in the car with the steamed-up windows in 2016? Well, one of the officers who was there is actually the police sergeant that we talked about later, whose friend went out with Rachael the night she was killed, along with Sheldon's brother, and then Sheldon's older brother was actually in a relationship with Rachael. It's really wacky story, okay? Yeah. And it was on Mother's Day. Oh yeah, Eric? Well, I'm going to go do a live later this evening at 6 o'clock, and then we can go over it and make sure we have all the facts right, because there's a bunch of articles out there that state that the ex-fiancé, they called off the wedding in October 2017, but she was on a TV show trying to return the dress or get the money back for it in February 2017, and then his lawyers say that they broke off the engagement almost 2 years ago. You see how this is all just totally wacka, just ridiculous. So who has the actual information? When did they actually... Oh yeah? Well, when did they actually call off the wedding, Eric? Maybe you can come on later and fill that part in. And how come they're both good friends of yours? I mean, what happened? You just happen to know them, or... Oh, it did? Hold on. Well, it looks pretty good on my end. I don't know. Yeah, if I'm not talking, it actually goes down to nothing if I don't say anything. Yeah. In Pennsylvania. I actually have it all mapped out. I've been working on this case for a week or so. I mean, you know, since when it happened, and it's just kind of every day there's something more and more. I'm just on a quick lunch break here, late one actually. So I brought my camera down to Fanno Creek and filmed it. Yeah, Aliquippa, however you say it. But listen, so when did they actually, Eric, when did they actually call off the wedding? Wasn't this, I would have thought this would have been back in 2016. Doesn't that make sense? And his lawyer even said it was a couple years ago. However, all these articles keep saying that it happened in October of 2017, like 7 months ago. And that doesn't make any sense. You haven't heard about it? Oh, man. This case will be, it's crazy. Well, the thing is right now it seems like there's about 4 possibilities. That's what's strange about it. All right, but let me go over this video really quick. See, this is me looking for the old fish. Yeah, if you can get that for me, that'd be great, Eric. Maybe we can put that in the... I'm going to do a live at about 6 o'clock West Coast time, so 9 o'clock East Coast time. Hear that sound? It's water going inside the pole that I'm using. Sounds like aliens. Okay, cool, Eric. See if you can get that before then. Oh, look at this. There's the back end of the trout backing into the shot. Hey. It's Rachael DelTondo. There's all kinds of articles on it. It's really crazy. It actually appears, just to give you some quick information here, it sounds like Rachel, when she was found in the car with this 17-year-old, they explained to the officers that they were just friends and they were talking, so the officers didn't put a police report out. And then the police found out that somebody knew about it, so they quickly made a police report about a year later, and then somebody leaked the police report to somebody who shouldn't have had access to all of the confidential information that was on the report. So then they did an internal investigation on the police department, and Rachel was one of the witnesses for that. But it sounds like she actually became a confidential informant undercover. I was reading in a different article, like she was literally an informant for corruption, and she had gotten warnings that said, oh, you will die before 2018 even starts. Right now, if it's a corruption angle on this, then that means it could either be the police side or the side that the C side of society where the corruption half, you know, I mean, well, I didn't say that very well. But whenever you have corruption, you have one side and another side working together usually. So perhaps it's the other side who didn't want the information out, or is the police side. It could also be that the 17-year-old who's now 20 didn't like the fact that his older brother was now dating Rachel and did something. He seemed like the jealous type. He also seemed to be dating the daughter of the police sergeant, the same police sergeant who found Rachel and Sheldon in the car 2 years prior. You see how this is just some absolutely crazy? Yeah, send me some information. Well, look at this. Here's a trout I actually have on the screen. See, this is one of those cases where when you start looking at the actual facts, it points to conspiratorial information. It's not the other way around. Well, let's look for a conspiracy and try to find something. Yeah, and then Rachel was actually on a TV show, or not a TV show, but a news segment regarding her wedding dress. I actually have that footage too. Oh, look at that. Look at I got a trout on film, everybody. Boom! Back in old Fanno Creek, when in 1980, I used to catch fish in this creek, and there they are. Oh, look at, you can actually see in the background. See that? A crawdad walking around. Crayfish. You can barely see it, but there is one walking around right there. Maybe we should call this segment Crawdads and Crime. Well, maybe not. But basically this live that I'm doing right now is really just a message for everybody to remember to come on the live tonight. Now, we call them crawdads over here, not crayfish. And they don't look like fish, do they? Right? You know what I'm saying? They also don't look like dads. I don't know what a dad looks like. But a craw, I definitely see that craw. No, nobody's been arrested yet. And another fly in the ointment, as it were, is that the wife of the police sergeant, the one I just mentioned a minute ago, has just had a subpoena issued to her for all of her Facebook messages and posts and information. So now you start to wonder, well, wow, was the wife protecting her husband and did something? Because maybe she knew what would have been in what Rachel knew and would have come out. Okay, so now we've got another angle. Wow, look at that. There's the trout again back there. Well, why would she do that? Why would she leak the report? That doesn't make any sense. Because then all of a sudden it gets her husband involved. I think, what if it's possible that Rachel was in a, an undercover relationship, if you will, with the police sergeant. Maybe they did that to avoid her getting, having the police report out. Because once it was leaked, she got suspended by her work. Right. Yeah, maybe cheating on her, with her, actually, at some point. Maybe that information came out. Oh, man, that trout just swam by really fast right there. Let me see if I can catch that. Yep. Here. Just send me an email to right there. Well, we don't know if that's true what that person just said, do we? So we don't know who pointed the finger at anybody. That's just a speculation. Well, this live is you don't have to do this live, Doreen. It's just a it's just a message saying, hey, there's going to be a live later. And then after that, I'll make my YouTube video on the case. I just need to have it more solid, because at this point, it just goes all over the place. I mean, I think I have it pretty well in my head at this point. Man, so how far... This camera is almost underneath a bank. That's why it's so dark. But look how far back that fish is even from the camera. It's another... So it's one of those undercut banks. I don't want a creature to eat the trout. Come on, Karen. That's mean. Oh, what's that? That's just a big leaf, I guess. Oh, the nefarious leaf. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like there was a pretty big corruption in that, in the police department, apparently. Some money missing, so forth. Lots of weird information out there. Yeah, your name looks familiar, Eric. So somebody I randomly chatted with before happens to be friends with two of the people. That's what they say, but maybe they're trying to spin it off of something else. How do you know it's a crime of passion when there's just 4 gunshots? That's all you have. Okay, I think it's possible, sure. I mean, that is possible. I think it's, like I said, there's about 4 different angles that all make total sense and are the reason for murders in a lot of other different cases. You've got, like the daughter, for example, right? Maybe she found out that Rachel was still having on and on again relationships with Sheldon, and the daughter was actually dating Sheldon too, and she got angry. Okay, maybe that's a possibility. Oh yeah, they said there was only 4 shots on the article I read. 10 shots is pretty crazy though, if that's what I mean. See, every article is different. One guy said, oh, I heard 6 shots. Then one article said she was shot 4 times. Now you guys are all saying 10 times. Now, I heard 6 shots. I actually have the quote and the guy saying it. Well, 10, that is a little bit more of a... So right in the abdomen, she was shot 10 times. This whole time you can see the trout's head right there. You see that? So I guess I was just panned over a little too far. That's too bad. It's just hit or miss, I guess. Well, trunk isn't the chest then. When someone says, "Oh, she was shot in the trunk," that's not chest. At least I've never heard it referred to as that. Yeah, I heard a neighbor say 6 shots on camera. And then I actually saw a document that said she was shot 4 times. So you see what I'm saying? Well, I think it's just better to say abdomen or chest, right? Because then it's specific. So if you're saying she was shot 10 times in the 10 times in the chest, then why not just limit it to that instead of saying trunk, which would then include any part of the upper body? See, that doesn't make sense. Come on, fish. Man, just swim a little bit forward. Maybe he didn't like that spot. See, I can see his nose. It keeps popping in. So that's obviously the spot that... Oh, there you go. Yeah, it sounds like they really... Now, there we go. Look at that. That's so cool. Man, it's just amazing. Can't believe that. Perfect trout. Native fish just swimming around in a stream in the middle of a city. Yeah, that does sound 10 shots to the chest. That means you definitely want to make sure that they're dead, and you're angry, and you just keep firing and firing and firing because they did something to you. So I see now. I see what they're saying. Now that's kind of freaky. See that there was like even a bottle floating around. Later, we're going to be talking about that. I'm just making this post. We talked about it a little bit already, but I want to get this whole thing figured out later. But I don't know how to be honest with you, though, I don't really know how to do it when you're doing a live and then have everything put it together in order. Unless, hey, maybe Dareen or somebody can start making sense of it. So I'll start laying down the story. We can put it all together, and then I'm going to make a video for YouTube just on the case for tomorrow. Yeah, cool. Does that give you extra insight, Meats, into what happened, or? What if I said, oh my God, I live 6 hours by plane from Aliquippa? Maybe it's Aliquippa, though. I don't know. Yeah, the thing is, if you know the people, or you live in Aliquippa, or know something about them, then that's interesting. Maybe I should look that up. Okay, Quippa, Aliquippa, right? All right, so don't forget, we're going to do in 2 hours, 2 hours and 10 minutes, we are going to go over this case until we actually get it all figured out, all the facts that we can figure out in order. I'm going to make an actual flow chart. Maybe we can even do that on screen together, where I'm going to put each of the characters and their picture with arrows pointing around. We'll start off with Rachel in the middle, and then we'll start making arrows and putting things together. Does that sound cool? That's what I'm going to be doing. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen people giving out news where you never see is the whole story put together at one time. Well, I know you didn't say that. I was just wondering, when you said you live a half mile from there, what the significance of that was. But do you actually know some of the people involved, or? Wow, both of you guys, Meats and Rachel, have these long numbers. Hey, do you know that when I got my in a Facebook small chat group that I'm in, people call me Lucifer, because I'm sort of like the character on the show Lucifer. I just kind of say whatever the hell I want most of the time. And maybe with a little I'm not really sure, with sarcasm, stuff like that. I mean, you can always see the end of the lie. Well, I'll keep it, I won't delete it, Karen. How about that? So you can watch it the next day. But what was funny is when I got my car, I bought my a car for my first new car that I ever bought last year, right? And the thing is when I got it, it actually said 666 were 3 of the numbers on there. It was like in order. And I was like, oh, Jesus. How am I ever? And I guess I could have got it replaced, but I'm not really superstitious like that. Ugh. Oh, cool, Charlotte. Appreciate that. Yeah, this is one of those ones where you can speculate all over the place. You really can. You can just absolutely go 3 or 4 different directions. Yeah, that's one of the stronger angles, Meats. I actually think that is I don't remember. Look it. If someone says, Jesus Christ, man, why are you saying that? Listen, nobody's using anybody's name in vain. Nobody's doing anything. That's just a common phrase in society. All right? How about bitch about other phrases too, Like people, African Americans use the N-word over and over and over again with, the A version at the end, right? But nobody ever says, God, man, quit using that. It goes on and on and on. Maybe at least when someone says, Jesus Christ, it goes, oh yeah, that's right. Gee, they might think of Jesus again. No, I know you're teasing. You saw the comment that person made on my last video. It said, like last night, somebody said, "You're swearing too much." Wow. Yeah, you're on there, Nikki. But unfortunately, I'm going off here in about 2 seconds. This was just a reminder that in 2 hours, we're going to go over the Rachael DelTondo case. You think so, Marissa? That they're fakes? I'm not sure. Threatened her son? What are you saying? What's that last word supposed to be? A 20-year-old who threatened her son. Is it some? Like... okay. Well, there was... She did get text message that said, you are going to die before 2018. Some kind of a threat somehow. But yes, Nikki, I can see you. What are you talking about, Morgan? Ratio aspects of legs. Yeah, I have no idea. Hopefully that's just another joke. But you got to put an LOL at the end, so at least it... Yeah. Cool, hippie chick, but I'm not going to be live very long. We're just coming... I'll do this for another 5 minutes here. We'll probably go on the air at another live version at 6. We're going to go over the Rachael DelTondo case. So if you'd like, all of you go out and look up the information. Try to get the story in your head, but don't look at what people write on Facebook and stuff, okay? Where you can see a real fact, or, you know, journalism. You know, we don't know for sure if journalism's always factual. I mean, we know that it's not true, but at least they're reporters and are supposedly talking to a source. Yeah, Pacific time. All right, so when you see somebody posting about, oh yeah, well I heard she did this and that and the other thing, forget it. All right, I don't want to hear about those kinds of things. What I want to hear is, in this, show me an article where it says something. POI means person of interest. Yeah, but what case are you talking about, Morgan? Well, I don't even know what you're talking about. You're just randomly throwing out something. Right. But if I said no hearsay, some of them would say, what's hearsay? So I thought I'd just describe it. Did you email it to me already, Morgan, or? I'll check my email later. Here's my email again, if you're saying you tried and it didn't work. Yeah. Okay, well, I'll take a look at it. But right now I'm focused on the Rachael DelTondo case. I want to get this video completed. So if we can get it all together, then tomorrow I can put it all out and make a video and put it up on YouTube. Yeah. Okay. All right, everybody. So make sure you look into the case a little bit, and then we'll get back together around 6 o'clock, all right? So till next time, we'll talk to you later.